Dangote Refinery announces expansion from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day. On the foreign scene, Sudanese paramilitary rapid support forces captures army headquarters in the besieged city of El Fasher. Good evening, this is News at 7 on Western Spring Television. My name is Okpayamuni. Troops of the Nigerian military have neutralized no fewer than 80 armed bandits attempting to infiltrate Kebbi State from the Zamfara border in one of the most decisive security operations recorded in recent months. Special Advisor to Kebbi Governor on Communication and Strategy, Abdullahi Zulu, disclosed this in a statement released today, describing the operation as a major victory in the state's ongoing war against banditry. According to him, the success recorded in Ngaski local government area was a result of a strategic deployment of fully equipped troops across Kebbi's borders with Sokoto, Zamfara, and Niger states, as directed by Governor Nasiru Idris. He explained that Governor Idris had earlier requested additional military reinforcements to strengthen border security, a move that has since led to the neutralization of hundreds of bandits and the restoration of peace in several communities. In Bauchi State, police operatives have foiled a robbery attempt and arrested 2 suspected armed robbers found in possession of 2 locally made guns and a stolen motorcycle in Azari town, Katagum local government area. Disclosing this to journalists in Bauchi, spokesman for the State Police Command, Ahmed Wakil, said the incident occurred when police received a distress call from a resident of Gandum Wambai area in Azare. According to the command spokesman, items recovered from suspects include 2 locally made guns and a stolen Bajaj motorcycle. He said investigations were ongoing to determine whether the suspects were linked to a wider criminal network. To the south-south, the Delta State Police Command has arrested a 20-year-old herbalist, Amechi Nwu Okokweyi, and his 26-year-old brother, Smart Okokweyi, for allegedly kidnapping and killing 2 men in Owa Alidima, Ika Northeast local government area of the state. The command spokesperson, Bright Edafe, disclosed this in a statement, saying the victims' bodies had been recovered and deposited in the mortuary for autopsy. According to the statement, the incident began on September 30, 2025, when one of the victims, 22-year-old Friday Liberty, visited the herbalist but never returned home. The statement noted that Liberty's family, who became worried about his disappearance, later received information from his girlfriend suggesting that he had gone to see a certain herbalist. Upon his arrest, the herbalist allegedly confessed that he and his brother kidnapped both Liberty and a motorcycle rider identified as Isioma Ubeje. According to the command spokesperson, the suspects later demanded a ransom of 10 million naira from their victims' families. SP Edafe confirmed that the suspects were now in custody and that investigations were ongoing. To health matters, the National Association of Resident Doctors says it will begin an indefinite nationwide strike on the 1st of November. The decision followed a 5-hour meeting of the association's National Executive Council yesterday. In a statement today, NARD President Mohammed Suleiman said a strike directive was issued after the expiration of a 30-day ultimatum earlier given to the federal government over unresolved demands. The association is demanding a 200% increase in the consolidated medical salary structure and full implementation of new allowances proposed in July 2022 in immediate recruitment of clinical staff and removal of bottlenecks hindering the replacement of exiting doctors. Dr. Suleiman said the National Officers Committee had been mandated to ensure full compliance with the directive and to implement strike monitoring and enforcement measures across all centers. Stakeholders in Osun State have been urged to play active roles in sensitization and awareness on the human papillomavirus (HPV) and measles rubella vaccination through advocacy, communication, and social mobilization activities. This is according to the State Health Promotion Officer Adewale Akonde, who spoke at a one-day sensitization meeting on HPV vaccination and the introduction of the measles rubella vaccine under the Sidani Prime project in Oshobo. In her remarks, the state team led by the Prime Project Sidani Group, Oluwatoyin Akintunde, said the initiative aims to increase awareness and vaccination coverage for both HPV and MR across Osun State. She explained that the project funded by UNICEF is targeting 27 local governments for HPV vaccination of 9-year-old girls and all 30 local governments for the MR campaign. She outlined the project's objectives as promoting vaccine awareness, addressing misconceptions, increasing community engagement, and supporting service delivery to boost vaccine uptake. While speaking, the Assistant State Immunization Officer, Osun State Primary Health Care Development Board, Moshood Alabi, described HPV as the second deadliest virus affecting women of childbearing age, leading to cervical cancer.
So this HPV we are talking about, it was introduced into the country. That was in 2023. However, last year, 2024, it was routinized. It means that any girl of 9-year-old can walk into our PHC centers, our primary health care centers. They are everywhere. Almost in every ward, you will see a primary health care center. So a 9-year-old can walk in and get immunized and get vaccinated. And for us, we are calling it a 9-year birthday gift. So that's one of the best gifts we can give our children, to get them immunized against viruses that can lead to deadly cancer or deadly disease going, later in life. So it's readily available. When you walk into our PHC, you will meet it there, it will be there. But for now, it's just for 9-year-old girl. And
medical personnel, could be doctors, nurses, midwives, and all that. Opening up hospitals, treating patients, and training people too under them. These are people without any certification. And to the ignorant populace, they see them as what? As doctors. Because that is what people address them to be. They see them as nurses, they see them as qualified health personnel. These are people without any certification. And when these people come out and start telling the populace that don't take immunization, no, your child may become crippled, this may happen, that may happen. That is the information that will be going around the whole place. Because I wonder why any properly trained, qualified personnel will be discouraging people from being vaccinated when we know the enormous benefits that vaccination actually offers us. It's quite sad that we are still, at this level when we should have actually moved forward. And as a nation, I want to most sincerely appreciate organizations like yours, Sindani, and so many partners that have actually been coming to our aid severally.
In other news, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested Lagos socialite and nightclub owner Mike Nwogu, popularly known as Pretty Mike, alongside former Big Brother Naija housemate Toyo Ide, over possession of illicit substances. NDLEA spokesperson Femi Babafemi said the controversial socialite and over 100 others were arrested at Proxy Lagos, the nightclub owned by Pretty Mike in Victoria Island, Lagos. Mr. Babafemi said the raid followed intelligence about an alleged drug party taking place at the venue. He added that NDLEA officers who had been stationed at the venue since 11 p.m. yesterday disrupted the gathering around 3 a.m. today in line with standard operating procedures. He added that cartons of illicit substances, including loud and laughing gas, were what were recovered from suspects and in the club's stores. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SORAP, has urged the group chief executive officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, to provide a detailed account of all revenues reportedly flagged by the Auditor General of the Federation in the 2022 annual report. The report, published on September 9, 2025, raised questions over the management of multi-billion naira transactions, including over 22 billion naira, $49 million £14 million and €5 million in oil-related revenue handled by the National Oil Company. In a letter signed by Serap's Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization called on Mr. Ojulari to ensure transparency by identifying those responsible for any unaccounted funds and forwarding the findings to the appropriate anti-corruption agencies. The group urged the NNPCL to recover any unremitted or misapplied funds and return them to the National Treasury, stressing that proper management of oil revenues was crucial for national development. According to the organization, the Auditor General's report drew attention to issues such as irregular payments, uncompleted projects, and documentation lapses relating to oil sector transactions. The organization maintained that if the flagged funds were properly accounted for, more resources could be made available for sectors such as education, healthcare, and social welfare. Civic tech organization Brand Alert has launched the first ever mining-based artificial intelligence AI in Nigeria. The unveiling came as the non-governmental organization, which seeks to encourage transparency in Nigerian governance, celebrated its 5th anniversary in Osogbo, Osun State. Isaac Aloba has the details.
Linker is an AI chatbot that provides information on government agencies so citizens can report issues directly to the government instead of wasting valuable time through bureaucratic clogs. Mindtricks, however, is another AI chatbot that provides common Nigerians with every available information on Nigeria's mineral resources and all information on the mining sector. While speaking, the team lead, Urban Alert, Anthony Adejuwon, stated that though the organization cannot force the government to do what's right by Nigerians, they can engage the government and citizens in discourse to link grassroots problems with the appropriate government agencies. This drive to ensure the citizens' concerns reach the government led to the unveiling of Linker.
The reality is you can't force government. You can only engage government. And we understand that government is made of humans that has strong reasoning capacity. When they are well engaged and you make them to see the reality, they should do it, not being forced to do it. When people are being forced to make impact, it's no more impact. What has evolved into an artificial intelligence world, and this is why we need to also move. Yes, we may not be at the same level with the rest of the world, but we are moving there. And artificial intelligence in this age speaks truth to power. Artificial intelligence in this age, engulf the hearts of the young people. In Nigeria, we have a lot of young people that are active, and that is why, as an organization, as a civic tech organization, we've been able to develop this solution and ensure that the young people get to know what is happening within the mineral and mining sector.
In a keynote address, Professor Nkem Torimiro from Obafemi Awolowo University explained that the organization's structure has helped prevent wastage of billions of naira since the organization uses real-world data to arrive at conclusions.
On the field, which they did as well, they did surveys, observations, they interviewed people, they did all sorts of to get information that are required for implementation. So then the focus is representativeness, real-world context, because they went out to meet the actual people that are involved in this.
Speaking with relevant stakeholders like Folusho Adedigba, who is a communications expert and a member of the Ijesha Mineral Resources Development Forum, he explained that the organization was helping to hold miners accountable to the people who reside in communities where these companies hoodwink locals without fair compensation. Meanwhile, the representative of the disability rights advocates, Fumilayo Abdullahi, explained that the ease of access of the Linker chatbot will ensure that people, regardless of disabilities, can get the best out of government.
Some of the things that Urban Alert has been fighting for is to have responsible mining, to have legal mining. And I also belong to an organization, IMRDF. It is called Ijesha Mineral Resources Development Forum. That exactly is our focus, that we should stop illegal mining and irresponsible mining around our places. And so the important thing that the government must do its own bit, and must support us in doing our bit, because we are closer to the people in the grassroots, and we know who are not doing the things right. So we want government not to allow people not to be the shield of the illegal miners in all these communities. So many miners and mining companies don't do what they're supposed to do.
You can sit at the comfort of your home and lodge a complaint. Before, we don't have anywhere to lodge complaint or say anything about what we see around us that is not okay. But to God be the glory, we can reach out to different MDAs, ministries that concerns your complaint. Like if you want to talk about maybe water or anything, through the help of that mind trick, we can go through it. It will tell you where to go, who to talk to.
Nigeria is at a critical point in our development process. It is incredible to see organizations like Urban Life play its part in ensuring government transparency and responsibility. It is my hope, all of our hope, that more Nigerians play their own part in ensuring Nigeria's political development. Isaac Aloba, Western Spring Television News.
Moving on, human rights lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, has accused the Lagos state government of demolishing at least 100 properties in Oronshoki despite a restraining order from the court. Last Thursday, Justice Adegboyega Balogun of the Lagos State High Court issued an interim order stopping further demolition of properties in parts of Oronshoki following complaints by affected residents who denied receiving any compensation. The judge granted a restraining order against respondents and their agents and contractors from carrying out further demolitions or creating third-party interest over properties located within the Itesiwaju Ajumoni Community Development Area. However, the state government reportedly carried out the demolition, a situation Mr. Falana frowned at. In a statement today, the senior lawyer said the recent demolition exercise has led many families to be displaced. The Dangote refinery has announced the expansion of the facility from 650,000 barrels per day to 1.4 million barrels per day. President of the Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, made the announcement at a news briefing in Lagos. Flanked by his friend, the chairman of First Bank, Femi Otedola, Mr. Dangote said this would make the refinery the largest in the world. According to him, the construction work for the expansion is expected to begin without further delay. He added that 65,000 workers will be needed for the construction exercise and 85% will be Nigerians. Mr. Dangote added that the refinery would also ramp up its power generation from 500 megawatts to 1,000 megawatts. He also noted that the refinery would be listed on the stock exchange in 2026, giving Nigerians the opportunity to be shareholders. The National Examinations Council says it has established a new examination center in London, United Kingdom, as part of its global expansion drive to provide credible assessment opportunities for Nigerians in the diaspora. Unveiling the center during the Education Matters Conference UK 2025, NECO's registrar and Chief Executive Professor Dantani Wushishi said the initiative was developed in partnership with Banfield Education Limited. He described the new Senior School Certificate Examination Center as a strategic step towards extending NECO's global footprint, adding that the council now administers examinations in 7 countries, including Saudi Arabia, with new centers awaiting accreditation in Egypt and Burkina Faso. According to Wushishi, the London Center would empower Nigerians abroad, promote national pride, and strengthen the global recognition of NECO certificates. In his goodwill message, the statement noted that the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, commended NECO for the initiative, describing it as a crucial step towards ensuring that no Nigerian child, at home or abroad, is left behind. Still to come, NAPTIP uncovers large-scale child trafficking and illegal adopting syndicate. We'll bring you more on this when we return.
did not sit well with the citizens. Japan not only lost its war of conquest against Korea, all its powers were obliterated by the effect of the World War II. The end of